too many of times we get depressed because we were born without money. We were born into the struggle. And sometimes we might get resentful for that. Like, look at the other privileged kids out there. They have life so easy. They've never had to work ever in their life. Their parents, by the age their kids were like 10, they've already lined up 2 or 3 houses for them. Their life's already made. And there you are at 10, 15, 20 years old thinking, oh, I wish I had their life. They've got money. It's easy. They've never had to struggle before. They've never gone hungry before. And yeah, I'm not going to lie. You look at them and you want to be them. You dream of what your life would have been like if you were privileged enough, if you were fortunate enough to have been born in the same circumstances. But this way of thinking isn't correct. And today I'm going to tell you why. Because what you think is your biggest disadvantage is actually your best advantage. I'm not going to give it away too soon here, guys. I'm going to ease into this one because this one's big. Keep listening. Sit tight because this is going to be a ride. What the poor and the working class think is the worst thing about them, their worst advantage, is actually their greatest asset, and they don't even know it. And you know what? The elites of this world, they don't even want you to know it. Because if you knew it, then you could turn your life around and you could beat them at their own game. So they want you to stay in this mindset of misery and scarcity. They want you to have the mindset of life is never going to get better. Well, I was born this way, so this is how life's going to be, and I've just got to accept it. They want to keep you in that mindset, guys. Because the elites that were born into the elites, they're missing something that you've got. For as much as the elites, the upper class, and the most successful have, there's one thing that they just haven't got. And guess what? Here's the best thing about it. Money can't even buy it. There's one thing that they haven't got, but you do, that they're actually low-key envious of you for having, because they just cannot access it. Money can't buy it. Status can't buy it. It's something that has to come naturally. It's either you had it from birth or you haven't got it at all, and you'll never get it. It must start from birth and early childhood. There's something so powerful that they don't want you to equip and utilize. Because if all the poor and the working class utilized this one greatest asset of theirs, so many more people would go from poor to rich. There's one thing about you that the rich kids, that the elites that were born into it are puzzled by, because they don't understand where it's coming from. And this thing is special, man. And once you realize you have this power, you're going to be off on one. You're going to be thinking differently. You're going to be going at 1,000,000 miles per hour so fast that these elite kids, yeah, they ain't keeping up with you, boy. It's one powerful thing they do not want you to know. Do you know what that is? You've got fire. You've got fire in your belly. Why? Because you're born of nothing. And because of that, you have the privilege of a dream. You dream about what your life would be like if you could become more successful, be financially abundant, live in the house you actually want to live in, buy the car you actually want to buy, go on the holidays you actually want to fly to. Because you've never had that before. You sit there and think, you know what? If I ever make it, I'm going to buy my mama a house. Because I've seen how hard she's worked for me. You remember the days when you were going hungry, yeah? And your mama had one meal left. She gave it to you and your brother to share, and she went hungry. So there's this fire in you now, and you know it. Like, if you ever make it, you're going to buy your mama a house because she's done so much for you. You see, the rich kids, they don't think like that when they grow up, okay? When they grow up, they're thinking, when is mama going to buy me a house? They want their mum to look after them. This is powerful, man. You've got to really deep this one. Because it's bigger than you think. You know, there's classes, there's tiers to holidays, depending on where you live. For example, here in the UK, the lowest tier of holidays is like going somewhere in your own country. So going anywhere in the UK. The tier above that, which is like the basic holidays, is just going to Europe. Because we live in Europe, not in the EU, not anymore, but because we live in Europe, pretty much everywhere to fly in Europe is cheap. I can go to Spain for £20 if I pick the right day. £20 return. I remember Ryanair giving out summer sales for £5 each way. So those are the basic holidays, and then you have the exotic holidays. And these are the holidays which most kids in this country never get to go to, and likely they'll never ever get to go to them in their entire lives. These are the Chinas, the Japans, the Bali, anywhere in America, South America. These are those tropical holidays where it's going to cost you £1,000 just to fly there, let alone the holiday, the food, the hotel. And you sit there and you dream all the time of what it'd be like to go on these things, what it'd be like to have those nice clothes, what it would be like to have a nice car. You've got to understand, the rich kids, they never get to experience that feeling of a dream. They never get to experience hope, but you do. They never get to experience it, my friend, because they already have had it. By the time they're 18, they've already been to Dubai. They've already been to China, Niagara Falls, the Great Wall of China. They've already been to the Rocky Mountain in the Midwest of America. They've already been to Bali, Thailand. They've done those exotic holidays. You dream of going on a yacht. You've seen all those documentaries and TV shows of all the rich going on to a yacht. These guys, they were renting yachts since they were 5 years old. Going on a yacht to them is as normal as you going on the bus, okay? And it's actually easier for them to go on the yacht. You know why? Sometimes you're broke and you can't even afford the bus. You got to walk. You got to walk towards a shop. These guys, by the time they're 18, they've already completed pretty much all of the dreams you've been having. And those dreams that you've been having, they usually continue until 20, 30, 40. These guys have had it by the age of 18. And when they complete their good A-level results, their mum buys them a luxury car. This is just normal for these guys. Okay? You, on the other hand, you get all A stars in your A-levels. Your mum's going to give you a pat on the back, and if you're lucky, she's taking you to Nando's. £15 meal. That's what you're going to get. These guys, by the time they're 18, They've already done all the fancy holidays. They've already been given a car. And likely they know what's in the will from their parents. I know rich kids that they've already got 2 or 3 houses on their will by the time they're 18. So you sit there with a dream and hope all the time. They haven't got that. They haven't got the fire. Why the hell do you need a fire if you don't need to get warm? And metaphorically speaking, getting warm is having the hope and the dream. They haven't got the hope and the dream. They don't need it. They've already got it. They've already experienced it. So they're like, what? Huh? Fire? Fire? What fire? I don't need a fire. What's going on? Why are you so desperate to work so hard for, man? What, to go on holiday to Bali business class? I did that when I was 12. To get a Range Rover one day? Why do you want that so badly? A car's a car, innit? They've already experienced the things that you've been dreaming for so long. And you could be sitting here listening to me right now. You could be 20, you could be 30, you could be 40, you could be 60. And you could have never have experienced those things. But that's your greatest asset. Your greatest asset is that you can turn the lack of having nothing into fire that the rich and the elites will never ever be able to get. You can't be fired up if you already have what you need the fire for. They have already got the result. You haven't. You can convert that energy into fire that those elites will never ever get. They can't put £1 million on the table today to anyone in this goddamn world to give them that fire. But you can. You feel those feelings. You started off hungry. You started off poor. You started off with nothing. You feel that fire erupting in your belly. But you need to let it out. Because it's deep down inside of you. It's in there. You feel those deep down feelings of lacking. Of not being able to choose what shoes go on your feet when you go out. The feeling of not being able to choose what meat you're going to put with your rice on the table for dinner. That's if you could even afford to have meat. You've experienced the feelings of saying no to going to your friend's destination wedding because you can't afford to go there. You've already felt the feelings of going on those damn YouTube videos, watching all those privileged YouTubers traveling in the world, going on cruise ships, going on yachts, flying business class, and going to those exotic holidays. You can only afford a caravan trip for you and your family. In science, it has been proved that energy cannot disappear. It can only be transferred. You can take the energy from the sun and turn it into energy for your computer. When you run, you take the connected energy and you release it with heat. You change and convert the energy. The energy never disappears. But the problem that we have with too many of the working class and the poor is that we do not convert the energy from our feelings of having nothing and going without into powerful, intoxicating fire, which will motivate us to do things that the rich will never be able to do. You want to know what it's like not to share a bedroom with a sibling. Damn, you've had to share a bedroom with 4 siblings at a point. These guys, they don't know the meaning of sharing a room. What the hell does that even mean? They don't know those deep feelings that you have about where you came from and how badly you want to escape it. But too many of times we want to just give up on our dreams, give up on where we want to go. Because, like I said before, well, I was born this way. This is how it's always going to be. But it's not true. With that fire, I believe it's the most powerful asset that you have in your arsenal. Being smart is great. Being talented is great. Being good looking is great. Being tall, handsome or pretty is great. But I truly believe, having the fire, that fire of lack, that fire of need, that fire of actually leveling up your life is more powerful than anything of the traits that I just mentioned. That fire can push you to places that you right now would never be able to believe. That fire will make you work 20 hours a day. That fire will make you start a business, fail, start a business again, fail, start another business, and then hopefully win. The elites do not have that. Why the hell would they want to go through all of that pain when they already have the result which would come out of it anyway? I have been and met many of these rich kids. They are generally puzzled. Not all of them, but the majority of them are genuinely puzzled when I come across to them with all of this fire that I have. They just cannot understand it. The life that they have at 18, I right now, going into my 30s this year, I am still dreaming for that. They cannot understand it because they already have what I'm searching for. These guys are already ahead of me. They already have the result. If you already have the result, why the hell do you need to put the time in to actually make the equation? If you already have the nice house, the good-looking girlfriend that loves you, well, if you already have the nice car, the nice holidays, a good solid network which is able to propel you, why the hell would you need to have such a fire? So for that reason, when they look at me, they generally look like puzzled. They look like a deer in headlights. It's like, where does it come from? It's like, they give me this face of like, I really envy that, but it's like, I don't know where it's coming from, man. Where does it come from? I kind of see it in their face. And I'm not blaming them. I'm not castigating them for behaving this way. It's not their fault. I'm not going to blame them for what they were born into. The same way I'm not going to blame you for being born into the position you are, because no one gets to choose where we are born into or how we're born into or what family we're born into. But I'm just telling you the end result. And the end result is this. They're confused, man. They really envy that fire. There's nothing more powerful and flavorful than a poor guy going after his dreams. Oh, we've heard the story before, guys. We've heard the stories of the M&Ms. We've heard the stories of what's that film director guy from Atlanta called again? The black guy which everyone loves. Tyler Perry. We've heard the stories of Tyler Perry starting off with nothing, having a bad childhood, father beating him, and then turning that energy, converting that energy into fire like the world has never seen before. Now my guy's traveling in private jets wherever he goes. Ha! Rich kids will never get that fire. Why the flip they need that fire if they're already driving a big Lamborghini by the time they're 16 like those rich Arab kids in Dubai? The rich kids of Dubai there on Instagram. Go check them. These guys already have 5 Ferraris. Man's here. Man's still skating on my skateboard to work. But that's the kind of motivation that I have that they will never understand. They just don't get it. It's not in their worldview, guys. It's just not there. They're lacking that. And I'm trying to let you know. And I'm trying to make you aware of your superpower. And your superpower is damn powerful. And don't let the elites make you think that you're nothing like that. Don't let the elites fool you into thinking that you do not have that superpower. Because it's the only superpower that you have, bro. You ain't got money as a superpower. You ain't got status as a superpower. You ain't got a network as a superpower. The only thing that you have, and which is more powerful than all of those things that I just said, is fire. Fire because of lack and need. And because you have fire, you have hope. You have hope. You have hope for a better life, man. You have hope that one day that your family's going to get through, man. You have hope that that one day you're going to be out of debt. You have hope that one day your kids can live a life that you've never. You have hope that one day you don't have to be thinking about what bills need to be paid first and sorting it depending on when the money comes through, and then changing this bill around, then cancelling this bill because you can't afford it. You have hope that, you can actually go to the restaurant and not look at the menu. You just order what you actually want instead of ordering the cheapest things on the menu, because you actually pick what you want based on price and not actually what you want. And these things have actually become so normal to you because you've been poor your entire life, right? So when I tell you, deep it, actually deep it. When you go restaurants, do you actually pick what you want, or do you pick what's more financially feasible? If you actually deep it, you never thought about this before, but if you actually deep it, you're gonna realize you've always picked what you can afford at that time. Yeah, you wanted that T-bone steak, but you deny yourself. You look at the bottom of the menu, and it's mad. Because when you're poor, you do some crazy things. You actually blank out all of the things on the menu which you can't afford, as if they were never there. If you had acknowledged that those things were there, it would have made you depressed, man, and you wouldn't have got through. But you've actually wanted that steak. You actually wanted that lobster. You actually didn't want to get the house wine. You wanted the Merlot. You wanted the brand name wine from 2015, but you X'd it out of your head because you just couldn't afford it. I'm telling you, as I started doing better in my own life, I realized that there were shops in my local area that I had never known existed. And I've been living in here for literally for 30 years almost. And only once I started to become successful in myself did I start noticing that there's actually restaurants that I never knew existed. I'm like, damn, when did those get there? So then I go and Google, right? And I'm looking. And the truth is, these shops have been there since I was born. And the reason I worked out why I didn't remember these stores is because I literally blanked out these stores because they were never in my price range back then. The only shops I remember as a young boy is McDonald's, KFC, Nando's was a treat. You know what I'm saying to you? But then when I got older, only in the last few years really, did I realize, oh my God, is that cute Italian place down there serving nice wine and fresh Italian pasta? I never knew that was there. Damn. Oh, there's a nice Thai place there. I just never knew that was there. It's literally physically right in front of me. And how many times have I been to my local town centre? Probably at least 1,000 times if I'm being, minimal, if I'm being conservative. But I've probably been there thousands of times over the course of my life. But I just blanked out all of these places and all of these restaurants and stores and shops because those things were just not in my price range. I couldn't afford them. And only now am I realizing, damn, there's so many cool places out there. There's more to life than McDonald's and Popeyes. And wow, it's nuts. So all those feelings that you have, you can turn those into serious motivation. Because I tell you what, the rich kid, right? He's never blanked out those stores. He's like, Mum, I want to go there. We're going to go there. Even saying that, I can't even imagine it because my life was never like that. Do you understand me? Entendido. Chamaco, entendido. Señorita, ¿me entiendes? you know? But you do some crazy things. You self-deny what you really want, because if you were to acknowledge that they were there, it would put you into some serious mental health issues. But what I'm saying is, if you keep denying all of those things, that will also mean you're going to keep denying the fact that you have a superpower. And you feel it deep down inside. You know it's there, but you're just not letting it erupt. Let the volcano erupt. Let it out. That passion, that energy, that drive is... That shit's crazier than a Bugatti Veyron, man. That crap be better than a V6 engine with twin turbos. I don't even know what a V6 engine even is. I'm not a car guy at all, but you know what I'm trying to say. It's powerful. It's more powerful than their private school education, bro. It's more powerful than even their connections that they have. Yeah, they know the CEO of Apple. Yeah, they know the execs in the biggest law firm you have in your city. Yeah, they know all the A&R agents for Universal. Yeah, they can access places that you couldn't even dream of. But guess what? With your fire, you can turn it into getting all of those things. They only get those things because their parents put them in a position to get it. If their parents go, or if they lose their success, those privileged kids, they don't have a chance. But you can turn those sad feelings into power like you can't believe. Like, have you ever seen Fairy Tale? Yeah. And the main character there, he does something where like the fire goes into his mouth and he powers it up and it goes bad. It's like, what's that thing now? Goku from, what was it, Dragon Ball Z? Bad, come here, man, you hold it, ha! You know? That's the power that you have inside of you. Yeah, you're the shogun of your own episode. They ain't no shogun. They're living by their parents. They're living by their family name. They ain't got nothing. Yeah, they have material things, but they ain't got nothing. They ain't got the spirit. You see, you have spirit, bro. When you're poor and you work hard to make ends meet, yeah, you get something crazy. You get spirit. That spirit's nice, man. That spirit's bonita, guapa. That feeling of just wanting just a little bit more out of life, man. You know, you start from the rice lip Lido, okay? We got this little artificial pond. It's about 3 miles away from where I am. You start at the rice lip Lido there. It's free. You ain't got to pay to go there, and you ain't got to go far either. No travel costs. Catch the bus, £2.40. How much is it for a bus now? I think it's £2.25 or something mad like that. Go up there, £2.25. You're at the beach, the fake beach. Bare man on there, because I get it. They can't afford to go anywhere else. But then you level up, then you can go South End, right? Okay, you go to South End, you go to, what is it? West Ham Station or Fenchurch Street. Catch that C2C line. Catch that train. Might be 30 quid. You go to South End. Okay, it's not quite a great beach, but at least it's a real beach. It's got stones and, you know, it's one of those dead English beaches because it's never hot in this country. We ain't got much sand beaches, but it's better than the rice lip Lido. Do you get me? But then you level it up. Then maybe you say, you know, I can now afford to go to Spain. Okay, then you spend £20 or £30, or if it's summer holidays, spend £100 to go to Alicante. Now you get a decent beach. It's not perfect because those are those bait tourist attractions, you know, where what do you call it? A sardine beach, tightly packed in. But at least it's a real beach now. It's got real sand and it's hot. Okay, but that's still not really the level you really want to go to. But then one day you dream. Yeah, I want to go Barbados. Now we have perfect blue beaches. There's barely anyone there, right? Because Barbados is so expensive to go to, and even once you go there, the food, oh my gosh, the food, it costs a ton. But now you're living the life you actually want. You're going to Barbados, man. It's perfectly hot. There's barely anyone on the beach. It's clean. It's safe. You went through all those little levels just to get there. You had to scrimp and you had to save. You had to delay gratification. You had to become better. You had to learn skills. You had to go to bed crying at night sometimes because you didn't have what you needed to take your kids where you wanted them to go. You've been through all of that. You feel the pain. You feel the passion. You feel the spirit deep down inside of you. You've got the fire to want to go after that. The elites, the privileged, they've never had to go through those damn feelings. I'm trying to get you fired up here. Let that pain come out, because that pain's going to make you great. That's going to change the game for you, man. But I'm going to tell you, the elites, they don't want you to figure this out. But I'm going to tell you. I'm going to let you know the truth. We don't play games around here at Hezron Springer Show, bros. I want all you man to win. Life's too hard. Life's too short. But you got something powerful in your pocket. You don't even know it. It's like, you know that pretty girl? Everyone's met one of these girls before, right? You know that girl that's pretty, but she don't even know it. And it's like, girl, if you even knew the power that you had within you, damn, you would have married a high value alpha male at 21 and you would have sat tight for the rest of your life. But you still here at 35 dealing with insecurities. I'm telling you, boys, I've met girls, yeah, which are as hot as hell. And they're also privileged, but they're depressed. Of course, success and money and good looks don't stop you from having mental health problems. But let's be honest here. You ain't got nothing to be depressed about. Your whole life is in your hands here, and you can do whatever you want, and you're depressed. Do you know where depression don't exist, ladies and gents? Africa. You got Africa, and you ain't seeing no depression. You know why? Because they ain't got time to be depressed. They're looking to get the next meal. But you see, when you're privileged, life's too easy. You can just sit at home, you can put the TV on, buy dozens of bottles of wine, put them in your cellar, put on 90 Day Fiance, put your feet up, and then just swallow and wallow in your own misery. That's why you see a lot more of these rich kids take more hardcore drugs like coke. You ain't seeing no hardcore drugs in public schools, bro. Do you know where those high-end drugs go to? What schools they go to? They go to the private schools. They go to the boarding schools. One, because they can actually afford those high-end drugs. But two, life's so easy for them. They just want something to get out of the normality of it. But see us, we ain't got time to be doing those mad things. We're trying to pay our rent for this month. We're trying to pay our bills. Our mum might be sick. We're trying to pay for her medicine, right? We got goals that we need to achieve out here. And we just can't be like, pausing for 4 days straight and acting as if life can just be on pause. You ain't got that privilege. They do, okay? So that's why they ain't got fired, because they're just sitting there like, oh no, life's so difficult. As they go into their Mercedes Benz, come back home to their mum's house, to their 10-bedroom mansion, and they go up their spiral staircase of chandeliers that cost more than your actual cars put together. Those chandeliers be costing more than your mum and dad's car and your car put together. I'm telling you. And what I'm saying, I ain't making this up. These are true stories. I'm around these rich guys all the time. And out of all of the rich that I know, do you know who's the most powerful to me? The ones who started off with nothing. Because they got a fire there which the rich kids don't have. They're grinding. It's like non-stop for these guys, because they remember what it's like to start with nothing. They remember it's like what it's like to start from zero. Being born rich is not a good thing. You think it's a good thing. You're wrong. You're wrong, bro. Being born rich is like buying a console and having all the games already completed. Who the hell wants that? Like, I'm hyped as hell for GTA 6. GTA 6 is gonna kick ass. 13 years in the making and $2 billion being spent on the development. Like, there's gonna be nothing like it. This is gonna be a moment in history. We're witnessing a moment in history, guys. Just got delayed, but you know, we'll wait. We'll hang on there. But imagine waiting for that game. Put it in your PlayStation and oh shit. The game's already completed. How boring is that? I'd be so disappointed. I'd be depressed. And imagine, not only is the game already completed, but imagine that you can't go back and restart the game and click new game. Imagine there is no option for that. Well, guess what? That's what it's like being born rich. Rich kids is the same thing as being a PlayStation 5. PlayStation 5 Pro with GTA 6 and it's already completed. All they can do is enjoy the map. But they don't get all that fun, all that hope, all that dream, all that that thrill of going to the next level. They don't feel that. They're already on the highest level, bro. Can you understand this? This is nuts, man. I don't think people are understanding what I'm saying here. Not too many of us are understanding what I'm saying here. Because if you did, you would understand how powerful you really are. You're powerful in a way that these guys will never be powerful. You are special in a way that these guys will never be special. Not because you're a great person, not because you're some moral guy, only because you were born poor, they weren't. Okay? And that fact alone gives you an advantage that they could only ever dream of. You're going to have to start realizing your true power here. It is not cool to be the hot girl and not know it, because you're going to do some dumb things. You're going to start looking stupid. If you don't realize the power inside of you, then you know what? You deserve to just keep being broke. I'm trying to tell you that all of you poor guys, every single person in this world who has ever been poor has something that the rich do not have. What's going on here? They have. You seen Hancock before? He be flying and got some next super level strength. Okay, you're Hancock and you don't even know it. At least Hancock might have been a drunk and a bit of a loser, but at least he knew his powers. You don't even know your powers. Pathetic, weak. It's time to start realizing and using and equipping and utilizing your true power. The fire in the belly. El fuego en tu estómago. It's damn powerful. It's the best weapon you have in your arsenal. Let it out. Let the fire out. The elites have been using propaganda to make sure that the fire within you never comes out. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for the damn trap. You have power like you would not believe. Use it. Why the hell would you not use the best advantage that you have? I know the answer why. Because you're scared. You're scared to see what person you would be if you let it out. But life is about change. And once you accept that, by letting it out, the world is going to be your oyster. You're going to be powerful AF. Yeah, most of you are going to listen to this and you're never going to use what I just told you. But for the ones that do, I'll see you on the top floor. This is the Hezron Springer Show. Nos vemos pronto.